Do you still remember waking up to a world covered in snow? That special hush that fell over everything, the soft gray light at the window, and somewhere below, the warm smell of the kitchen already at work. There was a kind of quiet magic in those mornings. Close your eyes for a moment. Just rest. Let's go back together to a snowy day long ago, and the warm kitchen that waited within. Do you remember how you knew, even before you opened your eyes? There was a certain stillness in the air. The usual sounds were gone. No traffic, no bustle, only a deep and gentle quiet. And a soft light filled the room, brighter than usual, glowing up from the snow below. You'd lie there for a moment, wrapped in your warm blankets, and you'd just know. It had snowed in the night. You'd go to the window and pull back the curtain, and oh, what a sight. The whole world made new. Every rooftop wore a soft white blanket. Every branch was lined with snow. The street had disappeared beneath a smooth, perfect field of white. The fences, the gardens, the parked cars, all of them softened and rounded and quiet. It was as if the world had been tucked in gently while you slept. And then, do you remember the best news of all? Maybe a voice calling up from downstairs, or a word on the radio. School was closed. A snow day. A whole unexpected day, handed to you like a gift. There was no feeling quite like it. The plans of the day all set aside, and in their place, a long, lazy stretch of snow and warmth, and nothing you had to do. You'd hurry downstairs, and there it was. The warm heart of the home, the kitchen. Do you remember it? The warmest room in the house on a cold winter morning. The stove was going, and the whole room was cozy with its heat. The windows had fogged up softly at the edges, and the good smells filled the air. Coffee for the grown-ups, something baking. The comfort of a kitchen, already busy and warm. Mother would be there at the stove, do you remember? Making a proper breakfast for a cold day. Oatmeal, thick and warm, with a little brown sugar melting on top. Or eggs and toast, or pancakes stacked high. And best of all, a cup of hot cocoa, steaming and sweet, held in two cold hands. You'd sit at the kitchen table, warm and safe, and eat slowly, watching the snow still falling softly outside the window. But of course you couldn't stay inside all day. The snow was calling. And do you remember the great ritual of getting ready to go out? It took forever. Layer upon layer. Warm socks, and then another pair on top. A heavy sweater. A coat done up to the chin. A hat pulled down over your ears. A scarf wound round and round. And mittens, always the mittens, tied on so they wouldn't get lost. By the end you could barely move, but you were ready. And then, out the door and into the snow. Do you remember that first step? The soft crunch beneath your boots, the bright cold air on your cheeks, the whole white world spread out before you, untouched and waiting just for you. Your breath rose in little clouds, and everything sparkled in the pale winter light. It was a playground made overnight, just for you. Oh, the things you could do in the snow. Do you remember? Rolling great heavy balls to build a snowman, and hunting around for stones to make his eyes and his smile. Lying back in a fresh drift to make a snow angel, waving your arms and legs. Gentle snowball fights, laughing and ducking and running. And if there was a good hill nearby, the sled. Do you remember the sled? The long climb up, and then the wonderful rush down. The wind in your face, the snow flying up around you, and the laughter all the way to the bottom. You'd play until your fingers and toes went cold, until your cheeks were rosy, and your mittens were caked with snow. And do you remember how the cold slowly crept in, even through all those layers? How the day of play started giving way to a longing for warmth. And then, at last, you'd turn back toward home, back toward the warm glow in the kitchen window. Do you remember coming in from the cold? That was one of the finest feelings in the whole world. The door would swing open, and the warmth would rush out to meet you. You'd stamp the snow from your boots and peel off the wet, heavy layers, one by one. Mittens set out to dry, coat hung by the door, and the deep, delicious comfort of a warm room after all that biting cold. Your cheeks would tingle, your fingers would slowly thaw, and the whole house felt like a warm embrace. And where did you go to get warm? Back to the kitchen, of course. Do you remember? Maybe you sat close to the stove or held your hands near its heat. Maybe there was a warm register in the floor where you could stand, or a fire going in another room. And there would be something warm to drink, waiting for you. Hot cocoa again, with a few marshmallows melting on top. Or warm cider, spiced and sweet. You'd wrap your hands around the cup and feel the warmth spread all through you. The kitchen kept working all through that snowy day. Do you remember? On a day like this, it seemed to never stop. Maybe there was soup on the stove, simmering slowly, filling the whole house with its good smell. Maybe there was bread baking, or cookies in the oven, that sweet warm scent drifting into every room. On a cold day, the kitchen was more than just a place to cook. It was the beating heart of the home, warm and fragrant and full of life. And do you remember the long, cozy afternoon that followed? Outside, the snow kept falling, soft and steady. But inside, everything was warm and safe. Maybe you helped in the kitchen, standing on a chair to stir a bowl, sneaking a taste when nobody was looking. Maybe you sat by the window and watched the snow fall, a warm blanket around your shoulders. There was nowhere you needed to be, nothing you needed to do. Just the warmth and the good smells and the quiet, snowy world outside. As the day grew late, the light would start fading early, the way it does in winter. The world outside turned soft and blue, then dark, and the lamps came on inside, warm and golden. The family would gather in the kitchen or nearby, drawn in by the warmth and the good smell of supper cooking. There's something about a snowy evening that pulls everyone close. The cold shut safely outside, the warmth held gently within, and all of you together, cozy and content. Supper on a snow day was always a comfort. A warm bowl of soup, maybe, with fresh bread. Something hearty and simple, made with care. You'd eat together in the warm kitchen, the snow still falling in the dark outside the window. And there was a deep and quiet happiness in it. A full day of cold and play, ending in warmth and good food, and the company of those you love. Why do we remember those snowy days so fondly? Maybe it was the wonder of waking up to a world made white. Maybe it was the joy of an unexpected day, all your own. Maybe it was the play out in the snow, or the warm cocoa afterward. Or maybe it was simply the warm kitchen, at the heart of it all. The good smells, the gentle warmth, and the feeling of being safe and cozy while the snow fell soft outside. Those days asked so little of us, and they gave us so much. Maybe you remember snow days of your own, a hill where you loved to sled, a snowman you built one winter long ago, the smell of your mother's kitchen on a cold morning, or the warm cup held in your cold hands, and the faces of the people who shared the day with you. Those cozy winter days aren't truly gone. They live on in the gentle corners of the heart. So tonight, let's hold that feeling close. The hush of the falling snow, the soft white world outside the window, and the warm, fragrant kitchen waiting within, with something good on the stove, and the whole family gathered near. Those days were simple, and they were sweet, and the magic of them never really fades. So rest now, breathe slow, and let the warmth of that old winter kitchen wrap gently around you once more. Until we meet again, stay warm and stay well.